And welcome, guys, to another edition of the SNDP podcast show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Steven is here. Dan is here. You just listened to Division 1.1 The Score. What's up, Dan?
What's going on? Another fun week. A lot of fun sports to talk about. Hockey's getting heated again. NBA finals start tonight. You already know the outcome of the game when you listen tomorrow morning. But tonight's going to be a fun game one. And we're going to talk about Mets and Yankees this week as well. So
baseball.
Yeah. Mickey and the Duke.
Mets drafted Darryl Strawberry Jr.
Yes.
Kind of. So they say. I guess we'll see. So, we have a packed show. We also hope you guys enjoyed, if you follow our Facebook and follow us on Twitter, we recorded a video for you on Vimeo. So you can follow us on Vimeo as well. And on that video, basically, we did a commercial for the show before we recorded. So you'll get an idea of what we're going to do for the show that week. We're going to do that, and we'll also play the song that we're going to play that week, which, once again, was Division 1.1 with The Score. So, we have a packed show tonight. So, instead of us keep blabbing, we're going to play a little more Division 1.1, The Score, and we'll come right back after this.
Hey, welcome back to the S&D podcast. Dan here with Steve. You just listened to The Score by Division 1.1. We're going to start off the show, the first topic of the show, with the New York Metropolitans.
We're going to meet the Mets.
We're going to meet the Mets, greet the Mets, stand right up and beat the Mets. Bring your kitties, bring your wife. Anyway.
East side, west side.
we both called the sweep by the Marlins. The Marlins did sweep us 3 games straight. Nothing new with that. I called it. Steve called it. Well, that's just the life of being a Met fan.
Every Met fan called it?
Yep. Yeah, a very high weekend. We beat the Yankees 4 in a row, and then we get swept by the worst team ever. Typical Mets, so...
It's okay, didn't they get swept by the Phillies?
Who?
The Marlins.
Well, yeah.
So it all evens out at the end.
It all evens out.
Everybody gets swept by everybody. Who are the Phillies playing this weekend?
I don't know off the top of my head, but don't really matter, because we're not going to contend anyway. But anyway, we held our own against the Nats this week, splitting the series. Unfortunately, Thursday night's game got rained out, so that kind of dampens the mood. But last night, the Mets scored 10 runs on the Washington Nationals.
Our offense got so hot we needed a night off.
Yeah, typical. Marlon Bird is the word. He had 2 home runs.
Not only did he have 2 home runs, but he told his teammates before the game that he was going to hit 2 home runs.
Oh, please.
He did. There was an article online.
That's cool. Good for him. Mazel tov. He still arguably is one of the worst outfielders I've ever seen.
You mean Rick Ankel's not? Oh, outfielders. Huh?
Outfielders, yeah. He's an adventure. I never realized
he's a
how
fun player to watch. He's a bird.
He's a bird. Anyway, the Mets have been playing well. The bullpen, other than Bobby Parnell blowing a game, his 3rd blown save of the year. Other than that, the Mets have been playing okay. Dylan G having another solid outing, and Hefner has another solid outing too. So that's kind of great to see those 2 pitchers who are in the bubble of might losing their job when Zach Wheeler comes up in a few weeks. So they're at least battling and keeping it tough for them to lose a job when the young phenom prospect comes up in a few weeks. Who do you think is ultimately going to lose that job when it's all said and done, without bearing any injuries, knocking on wood?
Well, I think if they actually plan it perfectly, they have a doubleheader coming up in Atlanta.
Okay.
Where they can end up using both of them an extra time.
Gotcha.
You know, and take a guy... Because I think it's going to end up being a bullpen guy who gets taken out.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then I think at the end of the day, you're going to see Jeremy Hefner be the guy who loses the job because technically he was the guy who was just supposed to be an injury replacement. The first month.
Like I said early in the season, Dylan G did have almost had a very serious injury to end the year last year.
Right.
With an aneurysm and a blood clot that could have seriously done damage to him. So, of course, it was going to take some time. Of course, the 5-year-old is saying differently. But he's starting to come down to the Dylan G that I like. I personally like
that we
Dylan
liked
G.
this first half of the year last year.
The first half of the last year, and when no one expected him to do anything 2 years ago. I personally like Dylan G a lot. He's a good number 4 to 5 pitcher that the Mets are going to need down the road.
Right.
So, I personally like Dylan G. And I'm giving him a little bit more time because he almost could have died last year easily.
Right. He's not like a guy who was bad last year and now is just playing better now. He's a guy who originally earned his spot and deserved his spot. So
I'm glad to see Dylan G picking it up after the last couple starts. Rough start, but Dylan G is definitely earning his kudos back from Met fans that don't really understand that he almost died last year.
Right.
So that's great to see. Who else has been hitting with the Mets this? What's his face had a couple hits. Anthony Rucker had a big couple hits last night, which was nice to see as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pitched. He's caught the last 2 G games.
Yes.
So they kind of think they have something there with him. With that, I mean, they're not expecting him to come out and have 3 for 4 nights every time
of course
he
not.
plays, but it'll be nice to have 3 for 4 nights out of him every game. But you're not going to get that. It's also going to be good because now you can start going with the sitting John Buck once every 5 days.
Yes.
As long as Dylan G's in the rotation.
And he has come down to earth, so
he's become the John Buck we expected him to be.
Yes. Also, Omar Cantanilla had a great series against the Nats. He had a triple and a couple of base hits, which was great to see. David Wright had a great series. Typical David Wright. He had a nice home run last night.
Yeah.
It was great. The Mets had their home run bats this series.
It's a home run park, so you kind of expected it.
Yeah.
What little bad news on the other half is they announced that Bryce Harper's seeing it. James Andrews.
Yeah, that's never good, and I have him in one of my fantasy leagues, so...
I think I have him on one of mine also. For his knee, so...
that's never good. They were expecting him to be back shortly. Good thing that he's going to check it out with Dr. Andrews. It's never a good thing when Dr. Andrews...
see those names, you never know.
Yeah, but... You never know with him.
One thing the Nationals organization is good at is protecting their young guys.
Yes.
And we saw that with Strasburg.
Sometimes a little too much. Unfortunately, Strasburg is hurt again. He
just can't stay healthy.
He's getting the fragile label on him, and it's really sad to see because if he ever stays healthy, God knows how awesome he would be. He's had a rough year go around, so...
The whole team is knocked back down to earth. Last year was one of those years where it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, of course.
And now the expectations are kind of getting to them, it seems like.
Yeah, it's not looking good at the moment if you're a Nationals fan. Let's see, what else is going on? The Mets play the Marlins again. Hopefully we get revenge on them this weekend.
Coming home to play the Marlins.
Harvey pitches on Saturday, so
Friday.
No.
Harvey's Friday. Harvey's always been Friday.
Oh, I thought he swapped. Okay, my bad.
Harvey's going to stay on. Harvey's staying.
Okay, so
Harvey's staying. Markham
Nice. Okay, I'm sorry, I misread that. So happy Harvey Day tomorrow night. So yay.
Or tonight, or.
Well, we're recording Thursday night, so by the time you listen, it's Friday. So Harvey is pitching Friday night, and that's going to be fun to see.
And if you are home watching Harvey start, make sure you keep your minor league baseball app or whatever open, because Wheeler's pitching as well Friday night for Las Vegas.
So Gary, Keith, and Ron are going to have a lot to talk about tomorrow, so that should be fun tomorrow.
Right. Like I said, we do play the Marlins. I know one of the games, actually Friday night's game is Harvey versus Fernandez.
Yeah, that's 2 great prospects, so it's going to be great to see.
Marlin fans, you got about 4 years till his contract's up, so they're going to have to trade him, Fernandez?
Yeah, probably. So enjoy him while the awesomeness lasts for him.
So, like when you sign Josh Johnson to be the face of your franchise to move into a stadium. Yeah, that way. So yeah, the Marlins are the Marlins. You can't get much lower than them. I mean, just look at their single-A ballpark built in the size of the moon.
Yeah, I would be fuming. I would not, if I was like a Marlins fan and we got just screwed over by management, there's no way I would be a Marlins fan. There's no way. Like, and this comes from an Island fan that's almost stopped being an Island fan. That's pretty bad. Just took their money and was like, oh yeah, we're gonna build a team and a great team and blah blah blah, and then trade everybody. Dan Loria, the owner of the Marlins, is a joke. It's really amazing how awesome they were supposed to be last year, and now that they might contend with the 62 Mets.
It's a little more pathetic knowing that every time they have one of these fire sales, a couple of years later, they end up winning a World Series.
Yeah. Oh well. But they didn't win one last year, so...
2 years ago, I think the year was that they were supposed to win.
No.
Every 5 years.
Yeah, but it was last year, obviously.
Well, last year was the year because they had the money.
Here comes the money. Anyway,
that didn't work out too well.
Hopefully the Mets take 2 out of 3 and get some payback. Well, I say the Mets are gonna take 2 out of 3. Hopefully, they're gonna win the Harvey game and the Nice game. And it's up to Sean Markham, and hopefully he steps up after the 6th inning. He's been good through 5, and the 6th inning has been his heel. A bunch of starts this season. Has he even gotten a win yet this year? I think he hasn't gotten a win yet.
He was supposed to win the game in Florida.
Yes, but failed. It's gonna be one of those things. Hopefully, home cooking for the Mets, and just the Marlins not being a good team on the road. We don't really want to play, and the Mets take care of business against the Marlins. That would be nice to see. The Marlins do have a couple of nice players that it would be fun to see. Like Ozuna has been playing well. Other than that, yeah, no one really that spectacular, but somehow they have found a way to hit Harvey on Sunday afternoon. Everybody has those kind of days, I guess. Harvey had a rough first inning, and the Mets finally got some runs. Is Matt Harvey ever going to lose a game this year? It doesn't seem like it. The Mets, every time he has a rough start, the Mets actually pick him up with runs. But it's a little too late, so it's kind of interesting to see.
Well, now comes the big test for Matt Harvey, because he's coming off arguably his worst start.
Yes.
Of the season. How will he bounce back? Does he have the mental toughness to bounce back?
Well, I think he does.
Well, of course we think he does, but
he does. There's no worries. He's going to be amazing tomorrow, and he's going to be home, and he's going to be looking to return the favor that what they gave on last Sunday.
Is he gonna hit a home run? That means because they hit home runs against him.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice to see Matt Harvey hit a home run. He is arguably our best hitter when in fact he is pitching other than David Wright. So that's kind of sad, but facts are facts. Oh, by the way, Dylan G got a hit last night for an RBI. That was pretty cool. Was it for an RBI? I don't remember, but he definitely.
Last night was a weird night for them. I shut the game off. I was confused.
Yeah, it was one of those, what? We're winning 10-1? 10-2? Okay, fine, I'll take it. Like, those games I enjoy, so it's like, oh, okay.
That once-a-week game that were really awesome?
Yeah.
We live for that.
Yeah. The rest of the week can suck. And I only ask for one key game a week.
Maybe 2.
2? Okay.
When Wheeler comes up, we want 2.
Oh yeah, of course. And I like Nice, so every now and then Nice will get a win.
Right. So that'll be fun. There is another New York baseball team.
Yes. The New York Yankees. The Yankees,
Bombers.
Like we said, they did have a little rough weekend against the Red Sox. They lost 2 out of 3, but they snapped back and took all 3 games in the series against the Indians. Gardner had a great series. Like, he's been hot the last few weeks, so that's great to see. Teixeira had a 2 big games coming off the DL. He had a grand slam and a 3-run home run back-to-back days. So that's been great to see with them. Pitching has been great. So CC's had 5 perfect innings yesterday until he gave up his first hit. The Yankees cruise control yesterday. There was nothing much really to say about that. Granderson hit a home run and Travis Hafner hit an absolute moonshot. It was actually, he hit a few home runs this week as well.
Which was interesting because I have a friend who's a Cleveland fan. He's an Indians fan.
Gotcha.
And he would get the Cleveland Indian notifications on his phone.
And he accelerated because he...
So Travis Hafner hits a home run. And he's like, ah.
Memories. But yeah, the Yankees played good this week so far. It's going to be interesting to see how the Yankees finally are using their players, since most of the players are coming back from injuries, and the guys that carried them all the way so far this season are going to be on the bench a little bit more often, and it's going to be tough for them to pick up the slack when they're called on to duty. And it's going to be interesting. It takes a special breed of a player to know that that's what they're going to be doing for the rest of the season. Of course, they're going to play a bunch of games every now and then, probably DH. Like Lyle Overbay played outfield the other night, and it's like, okay, fine, that's cool.
Yeah, that's right. He does play in the outfield.
It's just one of those things. The Yankees are just playing really well right now. Granted, the 2 rivalry series, they lost both of them, but it's the Yankees, like we've been saying all along. They're battle tested, and they just know how to win. They are a team, and they have a phenomenal manager that's going to take care of business.
Right. And of course, a pretty decent closer.
Oh yeah, obviously. The closer's all right. He's just all right, and whatever. Anyway, what else about the Yankees? Who are the Yankees playing this weekend?
I have no idea.
Yeah, for some reason my at-bat app is being really slow. There we go, finally.
The at-bat app is not working.
Slowly but surely. Hold on.
Yankees this weekend. We apologize for the delay. Little technical difficulties.
The Yankees. Hold on one moment.
Go damn Yankees. The Mariners.
They're playing the Mariners in Seattle. They start tonight. So the Yankees should take care of business. This is in fact the first time Ichiro is back in Seattle, right?
I want to say yes.
So that's going to be nice for Ichiro. Hopefully Ichiro gets a couple slap base hits like he's been known to do.
The Yankees are on their West Coast trip.
Okay, so a lot of late night baseball for you Yankee fans, and myself included. That it's going to be a little tough. Go to bed. Maybe watch a little Yankee baseball.
Yeah, pretty easy to go to bed.
Yeah.
Michael K is pretty good at putting people to sleep.
Exactly. That's the one thing I was kind of aggravated with.
Michael K.
No, I obviously we were both at work yesterday. The Yankees had a day game, and the one game I need the Yankees to have a slow, boring, kill time kind of game. Of course, it was the day they scored 6-1, and you're like, damn it! I need you guys to not score and do anything, so my workday can go a little bit faster. Not a 6-0 game and just have the workday drag a little bit. But other than that, it was good. We got to listen to Julio Teheran's no-hitter going until Steve turned on the game. You jinx.
I'm 2-0 with that, by the way. I would like to state that right now, 2 no-hitters, Anibal Sanchez in the 9th inning. First pitch I see him throw was to Joe Mauer, right up the middle.
Yeah, so.
And then yesterday with Terry and, yeah. Oops.
Whoopsies. Anyway, the Yankees playing the Mariners. The Yankees should take 3 out of 4.
Jason Bay's going to have 4 home runs.
That's
calling it.
Oh, boy. It don't matter if they don't win, so...
Exactly. My point exactly.
Yeah, the Yankees are going to win. But by the way, with Jason Bay, he has more home runs.
He would be second on the team.
So far, Jason Bay has just as many home runs this early in the season as he did the whole entire year. So it must have been a New York thing. Typical.
It's a contract year. He needs to play well.
Typical thing.
That's what it comes down to. It's a contract year. We will be getting more into baseball as the weeks go along. NBA Finals, like we said, is going on. The NHL playoffs are coming to an end.
It should be a fun baseball weekend in New York. Hopefully both teams take 3 out of 4 and 2 out of 3 in the Mets series.
And next week we're gonna have a nice, pretty decent baseball show for you guys.
Yeah, next week is gonna be our first time with a very huge baseball show, other than our preseason baseball show. So stick tuned. There's gonna be a lot of promos cut out for next week. So stick around. I know a lot of people, especially Met fans, are gonna like the show next week. So.
Yes. So, but right now we're gonna go play a little more Division 1.1. Play the score by Division 1.1, and we'll be right back.
SND Podcast is in no way affiliated with, associated with, produced, or endorsed by Major League Baseball or any of its affiliates.
And the perfectly rigged NBA Finals is about to get underway.
To be honest, though, Game 7 wasn't rigged. The Miami Heat absolutely destroyed the Pacers.
But think about it. David Stern got exactly what he wanted. Either the Thunder and Spurs in the finals, out of the West. Because once Westbrook went down, you automatically wanted the Spurs there.
Yes.
Okay, and then you had the Pacers take the Miami Heat to 7 games. And oh my God, maybe the Pacers can win this series.
It was one of those, okay, we know the Heat are going to win in 7. Okay, it's a nice story the Pacers are after they beat the Knicks in 6. They're a very good defensive team. They shut down Bosh and Wade. But at the end of the day, the Heat are the Heat, and that's why they have they are the defending champions. And this is their 3rd straight year in the NBA Finals. Can this be the year, just like 2 years ago with the Dallas Mavericks, surprising the Heat and shocking them in a big upset?
Of course it could be.
Easily it could be, but I don't think so.
No, I said 7.
I say Heat in 6.
So yeah.
It's going to be a good series. I just feel like the Heat, this is what the Heat have been playing for the whole entire season. They're finally playing what they wanted to play since the minute they won last year's championship.
I
From
feel
that minute they won that very long winning streak, that was just pretty much, okay, we're not even trying.
They didn't even try on the winning streak.
Now, this is just to show that we are the best team in the league, and we're going to win an NBA championship this year. And it's going to be interesting to see with Tim Duncan and Parker and Ginobili and their supporting cast. They'll give them a run for their money, but at the end of the day, if Wade finally wakes up from his cold slump and Bosh plays like Bosh, the Heat are going to win.
Scott Van Pelt said it the best on his radio show today, that in this day and age, 2 championships equals 6, basically.
Yeah, essentially because of free agency and everything like
right.
that.
So you're not going to get 6 championships with the Heat for LeBron. So basically, after this year and he wins a championship, now you're going to start okay, LeBron or MJ. Who are you starting your team with?
Right now, yeah, it's going to be tough because
right?
LeBron's still in his peak, and this is his 4th NBA championship. NBA final opposed to Jordan's first NBA final was in 1990, I'm sorry.
Didn't Jordan go undefeated in the finals? I don't think he lost the year in the finals.
No, he never lost, but LeBron got there quicker. Granted, they lost the first time
to
the Spurs, but LeBron was actually around 25.
Right. No, he was younger.
Yeah,
he's like 27 now.
28.
So he was probably like 23 then.
Yeah, he got there a lot quicker than MJ.
Right. He also didn't go to college. Yeah, MJ went to UNC.
But that being said, it's different. It's different because MJ's MJ, and LeBron clearly modeled his game after MJ. Granted, he's a different specimen.
Right. He took what MJ did and turned it into a complete player.
Exactly.
Not taking anything away from MJ. Of course not. Can't take anything away from
He
it.
is what Magic Johnson and MJ were to be if they were one person.
Right. Oh, no question about it. And then you throw in a little Akeem Olajuwon with the defense also.
Sure. But they all three played amazing defense, so you have both of their abilities into one player as in LeBron. He's the best player in the world, the universe, right now. So there's no denying that.
I think they should have a Space Jam movie with him, just to prove it with the aliens.
But he is the best player. Granted, everybody, if you're not a Heat fan, no one wants them to win. They're the bad, quote unquote, bad guys of the NBA. But everybody knows that they're gonna win.
I think we said it last week.
That's what it is, because they're so good. You expect them to win. That's why you don't want them to win.
I think we said it last week that Tim Duncan's that one player you always root for.
Yeah, you could say that.
You know, there's always that one guy that isn't on your team that you're always going to root for no matter what.
He's missed the big fundamental, and he's always done the right thing his whole career. This is their 5th NBA finals, so that's going to be interesting to see.
2 interesting stats before the game, since we're recording right before the game starts. Either the Heat have won 4 straight NBA final games, while the Spurs have won 5 straight NBA final games. The Spurs have also never lost Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Well, that's going to be interesting. Bill Simmons said, they've never really played a exciting NBA Finals. Knicks fans and Net fans, take that as you may.
And Cleveland.
And Cleveland fans.
Who was the other one?
I had this conversation the other day.
I'm going to look it up while you
go with your
thought.
Pistons.
Oh yeah, their second year, the Pistons' second year,
yeah.
The year after they won.
Yes, bingo.
I think they went 5 games in that series.
Yeah, they went 5 or sweep in all of those series, so they've earned their series, each of them. I think 99. I think if Ewing played, it would have been a little bit different series, but it's here.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, Tim Duncan was unstoppable that year, and Marcus Camby couldn't stop him. And Chris Dudley, please. We had no shot. But that was a great year. I was happy we won a game. We were the lonely 8th seed.
We were lucky to be there.
Yeah, we were the lonely 8th seed. Granted, it was a lockout year. So, take that as you may. Like Phil Jackson says, that title should have an asterisk, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means the Heat won last year.
Yeah, the Heat last year should be asterisk too. So there's just a lot of poopy cock going on with that.
I think it's going to be a fun series.
I hope it's a fun series, and the NBA hopes so too.
I really hope that next week this time we're not talking about a sweep. Guess what? It's probably today's Sunday, and then probably Wednesday next week, right?
I would assume so.
Actually, no. The NBA usually goes for Tuesday, Thursday nights.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be Tuesday, Thursday next week, and then Sunday again.
Yeah.
They always go Thursday, Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. You know what else I don't like about the NBA Finals? You have 3 rounds of 2-2-1-1-1. And then the finals is 2-3-2.
Yeah, it's weird.
I don't like that.
It's weird.
Keep it the same for all of them. There's no reason to play. What are you trying to save a little bit of money by not having to travel back because you plan on having a 5-game series or a sweep?
Of course. It's weird, but it is what it is.
I understand you want to play every other day or every couple of days, but you could still make that travel. You're the only 2 teams. This is when you're making your big money, the NBA Finals. And you're getting it's not like you're not getting prime time television. Actually, you know what? There's another complaint about the NBA Finals. Why is every game starting at 9 o'clock?
Because that's how it's been the last few years, because they get everybody in all the time zones in a reasonable hour.
Okay, that I could understand.
That's why.
I mean, if you start the game at 8, you're getting a 5 o'clock start in the West Coast.
So it's 6. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's whatever. It's the whole I gotta go to bed kind of thing. takes a damper on things to certain
Well,
people.
for us, but
with certain people, if you're gonna watch it, you're gonna watch it. There's no in between kind of things. Fans are gonna watch it no matter what.
Right. You have the choice. If you're a real big NBA fan, you're gonna watch.
Or you like one of the teams that are actually playing in the NBA Finals, you're gonna watch.
Right.
Regardless who's playing. So it really isn't gonna care at the end of the day.
So
thank God it wasn't a Pacers Spurs NBA Finals. But
David Stern would have retired right then and there, so he didn't have to get the trophy up.
Yeah.
So the NBA Finals are starting. I'm gonna say, like we said earlier, I'm gonna say Spurs in 7.
Wow.
No, I said Heat in 7. I apologize.
Yeah, I said Heat in 6. They're gonna find a way to pull out a couple of games that they should have pulled out against these Pacers. I think they're ready to just take care of business because that's what they've been waiting for the whole entire season. So
I think I'm more excited about to see what the Heat are gonna do in the off season because a lot of rumors around getting rid of Bosh because next year is everyone's final year of their contract.
Yeah, next year's going to be an interesting year.
So it'll be very interesting to see what happens this year because now's the time to trade the dinosaur.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, enjoy the NBA Finals, and we will get back to them next week. So enjoy.
Hopefully it won't be over by the time we record next week.
Hopefully not. Go Spurs.
Go Spurs.
S&D Podcast is in no way affiliated with, associated with, produced, or endorsed by the National Basketball Association or any of its affiliates.
And welcome back to the SNDP Podcast Show on the Schmuck Sports Network. Steven and Dan are here, and we're going to talk a little NHL playoffs in full swing.
Full swing. The Penguins have they're on life support right now, and that's very crazy to see. The Boston Bruins are just manhandling them. They won in double overtime last night, which was a great game.
Once again, thanks to everybody who's been helping us out with the brackets for the NHL playoffs. It's been really awesome doing it. Next year we'll definitely do it with the NBA also. Not just Dan and I do it, we'll have other people do it as well. And I would also like to state that there was only one person who picked the Bruins out of all the people who picked brackets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah!
Hey, maybe they pull a Yankees. You never know.
I'm not counting them out yet. I think they'll end up winning Game 4. I think the Pens will end up winning Game 4. The one thing, I've been saying it all year with a lot of my friends about the Bruins, is they're playing that tough, physical, smart hockey. They're not being stupid and tripping you all over the place. And it irritates teams like the Penguins because what they do is skate around and use their skill to score 6 goals a game. But when they get hit and they get beaten up like they do against the Bruins and teams in that Northeast Division, like we said, Jared.
Like we obviously when we all picked the Penguins, we just thought their scoring power was going to be good, but
you didn't expect Rass to go crazy.
They're not expecting him to go crazy, and we thought the top lines are going to score, which hasn't been going on lately.
Crosby's been nothing.
Crosby has done nothing. Malkin hasn't done anything other than breaking a guy's leg. That's
right.
Crazy. Honestly.
Props to Campbell for that. He finished the shift.
Yeah, that's pretty ballsy.
So next time you sprain your ankle and go down for 10 minutes, think of Gregory Campbell.
The hockey players are just different breed. I would have cried like a little baby and never gotten up. Everybody would too. I mean, oh my god, my leg. My leg is, oh my god, my leg. Someone shot me.
So
that series has been fun. Funny, our friend Tom texted last night, oh, I smell like Yager's gonna do something crazy, and he goes, he doesn't really watch hockey as much as other sports, and he goes, man, I'm good with all-around sports calling, predicting stuff. I'm like, yeah, you are, because Yager looked amazing on that last play to set up the game-winning goal, so good job with the old man Yags. By the way, Yager, is he trying to apply for the next Wolverine movie if Hugh Jackman doesn't want to play that role next movie?
I'm not sure. Well, at least he has facial hair, unlike Crosby and Tuukka Rask, who has one hair on his chin, which is pretty funny to see. It is playoff beer time for all the NHL players, and if you actually see Tuukka Rask, he literally has one thing of hair, one little string of hair hanging from his chin. That's it.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure Patrick Kane doesn't have.
He's got a lot more than he did a couple of years ago. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
He's becoming a man.
Yeah. Finally, mazel tov to him.
But he's still got the mullet, and he still parties.
Yes, but I'm sure he toned it down just a tad because the way he was going was Gronkowski. Yes.
No more punch. He does not punch Buffalo taxi cab drivers anymore.
This is true. So mazel tov to that. He is a man. What's the series like in the West Coast right now? It's 2-1.
2-1. They're playing Game 4 as we speak. I feel it's going to end up being a homer series.
Okay.
You know, you win at your own home, so Blackhawks are going to end up winning the series. The Kings play better at home than they do on the road. They're playing pretty bad on the road this year.
Gotcha.
In the playoffs, unlike last year when they went on their miracle run, they were a low seed, so they had to win all those road games, and they played amazing. Now it's just, whatever. We won last year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. They weren't expected to win last year, so the fan base is going to be... Obviously, they're not going to be okay if they lost right now, but at this grand scheme of things, it's going to be, okay, we won the cup last year. But they are a very good team, and they are battle tested, so they can easily take care of this series and upset the Blackhawks.
The way most of the Kings fans see it is we've won our one cup in our lifetime. Yay. Yeah.
But they have Jonathan Quick, so you never know. Obviously, Quickie could
have a quick start and turn around.
Yeah, that, and he could just...
He can have a quick turnaround.
He can have a quick turnaround, and he could just shut the Blackhawks down for the whole game, and that's how you win playoff series with the hot goalie. So, and they do get that situational goal scoring with those players every now and then, like Kopitar and all the guys that they got from the Philadelphia Flyers, the party boys from Philly.
Richards, who isn't playing, he has a upper body injury.
Yes, you're not allowed to know what he has because everybody's going to explode.
Even though everybody knows it's a concussion. But it's okay.
He's a little concussed.
So, we have that series. It could come down to an original 6 finals.
Which would be awesome. Yeah. I would love to see that. Original 6 is always the way to go. We haven't had one in a while. When was the last Original 6? Stanley Cup. It has to be eons ago.
Original 6 Stanley Cup. Flyers weren't original 6. So that wasn't it. Kings were definitely not an original 6. We know that.
Neither were the Devils.
Neither were the Devils.
Nor the Penguins.
Nor were the Penguins. Who was the years before the Penguins and...
Well, no, we haven't had one in a very long time, so... It's gonna be interesting to see if we get that. So go Blackhawks and Bruins in that standpoint. I know Dave Damashek, who is a big Pittsburgh Penguins fan, if he loses a bet to Bill Simmons, he has to rock a mustache.
Nice.
So that's gonna be fun to see. And a bunch of other shenanigans because Pittsburgh, he's a big Pittsburgh fan all around the board. So that's definitely going to be interesting to see. Old Damashek rocking a mustache. So I can't wait. I'm definitely going to retweet those pictures.
There hasn't been an original 6 Stanley Cup forever.
Yeah, probably. Since the original 6 were the only hockey team, probably. Well,
that's a good thing because it shows that the rest of the league is around also.
Yes, absolutely.
They're not favoritism like... certain leagues. Cough. NBA cough.
Yeah, cough. Yep.
Yeah. My friend actually just posted on his Facebook wall. LeBron James last year has a leg cramp and gets carried off the court in an NBA Finals game. Gregory Campbell breaks his leg and finishes the shift.
Yep. Pretty much.
So, yeah.
Just the way the cookie crumbles with that.
The Penguins need to basically go back to playing their game because they're not a tough team.
No, they gotta start outspeeding and outwitting the Bruins.
The battles. The only actual threat when it comes to hitting anybody is Malkin.
And honestly, the magic is worn off on Bokun.
Oh, no question about it.
Um,
They tried the Fleury thing and he gave up 3 goals also, so they're gonna go back into next offseason with another goaltending question. And
yeah, Bokun's finally tired, and he wasn't expected to even play this many games, and it was one of those. All right.
he went on a nice run and now it's just done, over with.
It was a great run, and give him a lot of credit in the world. Granted, he hasn't played a lot this season, and this year was a lockout season, so it is what it is. You weren't really expecting much out of Thomas Bokun, and if the Penguins were going on a Stanley Cup run, which they're at right now, that might fall short. You didn't have Thomas Bokun being your main goalie right now because of Fleury.
Well, that's actually why they brought him in.
Well, yeah,
because of Fleury's
Just
struggles and suckiness in the postseason. So
who do you have winning this weekend?
well, I think Bruins are going to end it in 5,
Okay.
but I had them, I think, in 7.
Yeah, you probably did have them in 7. I had the Penguins in 6, so obviously that's not happening. I really sucked at the hockey picks this year. Other than, yeah, I did suck at hockey picks.
Don't worry, you got plenty of time till football season.
Yeah,
We don't have to give baseball picks.
no.
Maybe we'll do a home run derby pick,
Yeah, we'll see.
just for shits and giggles.
Hopefully we know who will be in the home run derby before our show. Sometimes we don't.
Oh, that's right. Oh well.
Oh, well, that's right.
That's right, Chris Davis isn't even on the ballot for the home run derby. Anyhow, this is hockey. We're talking hockey. The Kings are actually up 1-0 right now in Game 4 as we are recording. Should be a fun rest of the series in that one. Like I said, I think it's going to become a homer series, so basically Blackhawks in 7.
Yeah.
I think our friend Matt's the only person who actually picked the Kings, if I remember correctly. So it is later. This is when the true, this is when you're really going to see which teams are in the best shape and which teams are in the NHL.
And who is not as hurt.
Right, and who has the depth on their team, which of course we've been saying is
We've been
Boston.
saying since the opening of the playoffs, before the playoffs, that Boston has that depth.
Yeah.
So it's coming to fruition right now, and God knows who's going to pull it out at the end.
They actually said the guy that they're going to put in for Campbell, surprisingly enough this year, in a game that one of the other guys on the fourth line, when he wasn't playing, in those games, that fourth line, the 3 that are going to be together for now, the rest of the playoffs, were the highest scoring lines on the Bruin team.
Of course. So it's going to be it's really amazing how their fourth line is generating a lot of their goals. You don't see that every day, obviously, with your average NHL team. The Islanders can't get that fourth line goal scoring, or the Rangers, or anybody like that. So it really is refreshing to see what's going on with that. Just because I picked the Penguins doesn't mean I'm actually rooting for them. So I'm kind of hoping Boston ends it in 5 as well, because I don't see the Penguins losing at home. Actually, it wouldn't be at home.
They have to win on the road.
They would have to win at the road. I think they will find a way, because they are battle-tested as well. So I think they'll find a way and not end it tomorrow night. They play tomorrow, right? Or they play Saturday?
Tomorrow.
Okay, so they play tomorrow. So tomorrow night, Friday night. So.
Yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited. Can't wait for the finals to start. I love watching the NHL finals. The NHL is my favorite playoffs. So, now we're going to take another little break, play a little more Division 1.1, and we'll be right back to wrap this show up.
SND Podcast is no way affiliated with, associated with, produced, or endorsed by the National Hockey League or any of its affiliates.
before we wrap things up, welcome back to the SNDP podcast. Dan here with Steve. You just listened to The Score by Division 1.1. Check them out on Facebook, on iTunes, and cdbaby.com on their album.
I think they have a Twitter also, but they don't really tweet.
Okay, that's cool. I haven't seen them tweeting much anyway. We had a fun show.
Yes.
It was a little slow week with sports. We'll be the first to admit, but it's always fun to talk sports. Next week we're gonna have a fun show. I can't wait for that.
Watch our commercial that we did on Vimeo. It's on or Vimeo, whatever the site's called. There's kind of a hint in there from both of us on who we actually have a special guest next week. So.
And we're thanking him in advance.
Yes.
For coming on, because it's a pretty cool honor, especially being Met fans, that he's coming on. Anyway, check out this week's show. We put in a lot of hard work, and thank you for everybody who's liking us on Facebook. Hopefully those turn into listen likes, but other than that, thank you for listening, and enjoy this week's show, and we'll check you next week.
This week was fun. I had a fun time. Let's go Spurs for the next week.
Yeah. Let's go Mets.
Let's go Mets. They're playing the Mariners, so I guess I can root for them.
Yeah.
When they play the Angels next weekend, I'm not going to root for them. I like the Angels a little bit.
The Angels are alright.
Especially if Weaver's pitching, then I got to root for them.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, enjoy your sports week. Have a great one, and we'll talk to you
next week.
Goodbye.